here we are. Another week of this Fan's View.
Oh, yeah.
Another hour of the hottest round table in all of Philly sports.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
The way I see it, we've got three very, very, very hot topics. So we probably need to dig in rather quickly or we're going to be here for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So, Lauren and Anthony, are you guys ready?
Ready.
Oh, we're ready.
You're ready. John, are you ready?
Born ready.
Oh, boy.
Always ready.
All right. I know you want to start off with your fantasy baseball.
Sure. We could do that. We can start out with the fantasy baseball. We got a little bit of everybody's been you like that, Anthony, don't you? We got a lot of
it covered up everybody's face.
Well, yeah, for a second. We got a lot of injuries going on right now, especially with pitchers. So there's been a lot of email and going back and forth with everybody. Everybody's been quick getting their responses in, which is great. To keep their rosters fully loaded up and ready to go. So Lauren and Anthony, you guys were kind of rewarded by sticking with Ozzy Albies because he's back. So
sweet.
A little bit sooner than people expected. So you held out for him, and he's already producing for you.
Nice.
Yeah. So and so we got the new leaderboard here this week for week 5. Some changes. There you go. I know you want to see it because you're right there at number 4, Carl. You moved up onto the leaderboard.
Hey, don't you know why you got to be a ball buster?
That's my job.
I see that.
And of course, yes, Jen, my wife, she's in the lead, which I'm not really happy with, because she doesn't know anything about baseball, but every now that it's coming along. Did you send me the new updates? I want to see what the new leaderboard looks like. Yeah. Come on.
I got to talk to the boys about this. This has really got to be a homecoming for them.
Oh yeah. That one, she picks all the funniest people's names out there, and
yeah, I need to get clarification on that because it goes deeper than that. I think.
I don't know. I don't think so. That's what she's sticking with. She said so. Who knows?
All right.
But she took a little bit of a hit. Mike Trout, like a lot of people had gotten hurt for the year, which isn't really good for the baseball itself. But that hurts not having one of your top superstars in baseball playing. But yeah, just keeps our Phillies going well. That's all.
Yep.
That's all that matters.
Yep. The 2 hottest players in baseball play right here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Can you name them, Lauren?
Can I name them?
Yeah, take a shot.
2 hottest players, as in like recently awarded players, or
well, they were back-to-back players of the week. Sure.
Trey Turner and Alec Bohm.
Well, you got one.
Okay.
The other's your boy, played in Reading.
The boy played in Reading. Oh.
You drank with him.
Well,
That didn't narrow it down. But he plays second base.
Oh, Bryson Stott.
There you go.
He was not. He did not stick around very often.
No.
And he is definitely not my boy. Nah.
Well, anyway, the Phillies are doing okay. 20 wins, first to 20 wins.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, first team, and they're winning again today, so it'll be first 21 as well.
There you go.
And plus, you like Lauren said, Trey Turner, him and Alec Bohm are both, up at the top of the leaderboards for batting averages right now.
Yep. Yeah.
As well. So
like 350, 360.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey,
let alone having the best pitching staff in baseball too.
Let's interrupt this Philly sports page for a minute because I want Lauren to explain to us about Saturday and what's going on with Humane Pennsylvania and not try to squeeze it in at the very end. So take all the time you need, Lauren.
Sure. So this Saturday we have our 47th annual Walk for the Animals. It is happening on May 4th, so it's a Star Wars themed event. We have these really cool Star Wars themed walk shirts this year, which everyone seems really excited about. We have a lot of new people that have registered to walk this year, so that's really exciting. Fingers crossed that the weather holds out and that it doesn't rain, or that if it does rain, it's not anything too crazy. It is one of our biggest fundraisers of the year, especially people wise. We are anticipating over 500 walkers on Saturday. And if half of those people bring their animals, we could be 250 dogs as well. So it's going to be a really fun day. It's a really early day. I wish walks took place at 3 in the afternoon. That would be cool.
Start it.
This 11 a.m. start time with me having to be there at 7, that's not my favorite thing.
Who's in charge of the poop bags?
Hopefully all the owners who bring their animals are in charge.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right.
We always have some spares on hand, but yeah, hopefully you're a responsible owner and you bring that with you.
I just thought that was an important message to get across.
Yeah, so things are looking good for Saturday. We are still taking registrations for anyone who's interested in registering. We are just about out of T-shirts, so just as a heads up there.
Well, you've said that 3 times now, so I guess you're out of T-shirts.
Well, we might place a reorder, not really sure, but the registration nonetheless obviously supports our organization, so we're appreciative of people that are still doing that. And it'll just be a good day. We've got 2 live music bands that'll be there. One starts at 10 a.m., one starts at 1. We've got dog contests in the middle of the break between the 2 bands. We've got some mascots, screwballs coming.
That's cool.
Slap.
I like that connection. That was good. That was good. You guys didn't even practice that.
No, it's not Anthony, if that's what you think.
No.
Just his reaction to it.
No.
That's nice.
Yeah. Slapshot from the Reading Royals will be there, and then Bluey will be there, who's a big dog cartoon character for kids. We've got a beer and wine garden. Tito's will be there selling drinks. They donated a lot of product to us, so that's cool. Yeah. What am I forgetting?
What's the band?
There's 2 different bands.
Okay.
Perfect Strangers is one, and I think Danjo is the other.
Okay.
I don't know.
Perfect Strangers is good.
Yeah, I might have made that up though.
Oh, well, if they're there, they're good.
I'm on the money side of this event. I'm not on the logistics side.
Well, that's important. We got a question. Will the little pink pig be there?
He will not.
Oh God, Jim, if you're there, I'll be there. If not, I'm not gonna.
No, he's not planning on being.
All right, Jim, I'll pay you to be there. Well, sounds like you got it all under control.
Yeah, we definitely have it all under control. The big thing right now, I did post earlier on the Carl's Cards page, is that each year we try to secure a donation from every state. We did secure Maine earlier today, thanks to that post. So now we are down to 14 states that we need donations from. A lot of them are very sort of oddball states. To be honest with you, I even forget that they exist.
Wow.
You don't, during your normal course of the day, you think to yourself, I wonder what the people in Wyoming are up to, because I don't.
Yeah, but I don't forget that it exists.
I do. I other than like the tri-state area, I sort of forget.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, so we're needing donations from Wyoming, North Dakota, Idaho, Iowa.
Well,
Yeah, sort of a lot of nasty sort of states. What do you say?
good luck.
Oh, thanks. So we're trying to cross those off. So if you know anybody that lives in those states, that would be cool.
How about New Mexico? Do you have New Mexico done?
We already have New Mexico.
Damn.
Yeah.
We knew somebody in New Mexico, so that's why we were.
No, we already have that one. We do need like Connecticut, Vermont.
Really?
Yeah. So any places like that, there's a full list. West Virginia is another one. Hawaii is another one.
Maybe we can get John Kruk to make a donation.
I was just going to say, yeah, Rucker.
Yeah.
Would be so cool.
Very cool.
So yeah, but otherwise everything is going well, looking good, and people are fundraising, which is the most important thing of all.
Very good.
And here's the best team we got going right here.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at that. Look at that puppy.
Look at that.
Look at that puppy playing baseball.
Exactly.
So cute.
That's great.
That's awesome.
That's the best. That's the best team going to be raising the money this week.
There you
That's
go.
right. I think we're up to $1,500 now,
There you
Dad,
go.
with our most recent donation from Maine.
Nice.
Oh, that window is open right now.
What's the top? What's the top number? What are we looking at? What are we chasing down?
Well, so my staff pack at work is right around, I think, $2,085 the last time I looked.
Okay.
But Performance Toyota, who's our presenting sponsor, they get their sponsorship money built into their pack, so they're at $10,000.
Oh well.
That's
Yeah.
kind of cheating.
Excuse me.
That's
Yeah.
kind of cheating.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. All right. Well, good luck and make lots of money on Saturday. And Anthony has the week off, so I'm sure he'll be there to help you on Saturday.
You will, bright and early, 7 a.m.
There you go.
Well,
There you go. Good job. Good job, and the big attaboy. All right, let's move on to where do we want to go? I need some help from you guys.
Well,
What's going on? Why is everybody looking at their TVs?
Because I didn't realize that Cole Tucker played for.
Oh yeah, Anaheim.
yeah, Anaheim. Yep.
is he any good?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. Nope, he stinks.
Because he popped it up. Who cares?
Yeah.
All right. So where do we want to go? Do we want to attack? Well, let's do this. Since I don't have everyone's attention, I'll choose to send it to John for John's rants because that'll get us fired up for the rest of the night.
You want to go there first?
Huh?
I mean, we can go there first. That's fine.
Are you not ready?
Oh no, I'm always ready for that.
Are you scared?
No, not at all.
Are you prepared?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, it's it's not going to be a popular rant today, I'm sure. But because the Sixers ended up winning last night, which kind of deflated my rant a little bit. But
well, it should have increased, to be honest with you, because all right, I'm not going to blow your rant.
Well,
So go ahead, take it away.
Well, no, I mean,
Take it away. Sit back in your chair, relax, put your
Get that
feet up if
popcorn
you
ready.
have to. Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, we keep coming back to this Embiid drama, and last night I think finally, hopefully, is the passing of the torch where Embiid's going to be or Maxi's going to be taking over this team, and he's going to be more of the focal point of this team, because he just showed that he's the one that has that killer instinct when it comes to winning games. Embiid's just not a winner. When it comes to closing out games, he's a very good player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but he's just not able to do what is needed in the NBA to close out games. He's had 9 turnovers yesterday. Yeah, he had a triple double. Great. But he was more of a facilitator yesterday than a scorer, and which kind of takes a little bit of my luster away because that was what we need to see, because Tobias Harris got into the game because of that, got involved. Maxey, of course, took over, and he's yelling at Embiid at the end of the game. I got you. It was kind of just it almost looked like Embiid was mad that he took the limelight and won the game for him, as he was getting all those turnovers to give the game away. Nick Nurse finally stepped up a little bit as well and benched them there for a little bit after the one turnover there in the fourth quarter.
I wouldn't quite call it a bench.
Oh, it was a benching.
I wouldn't call it a bench.
It was a benching. He benched him. As soon as he turned it over, he took him out because he had to get ready. Because you can't do that. This team was fighting so hard to get back, and he was doing everything to give it away. It's just it's time. It's time for him to move on. We got to move either past him or because
you're right, Joe Stinger. It's called a clutch player. You're 100% right.
Yeah. John, not to cut you off.
It's not is your rant over?
No, well, hold on.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like, I know you guys lived here during that time, but Alex Rodriguez, when he was on the Yankees, was very, very good regular season stats.
Right. And
then would come time to the playoffs, and he would do nothing. Now, you can do that in the regular season. I mean, and he still did well yesterday, right? If you looked at the numbers, right. He did well. But his defense is abysmal. When you're losing, you're 7 feet tall. Why are you out by a 3-point line? Back it in, get fouled every time. He didn't do that once. I mean, I know he's going through some health stuff. I get it, but
he beat the crap out of Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Okay. When he wants to.
Right.
But he should have been doing that the whole game.
And that was my next point about it with him. It's the body language. He's got a body language of a loser. He's out there, game 5 or 4. He barely gets to half court, and he's got his hands on his hands and knees, getting over the half court line. Well, get out of the game and catch some rest. Even yesterday, he makes a couple passes and throws it away, and then he's throwing his hands up like it's the other guy's fault. Well, it may be, but you don't do that to your teammate on the court. He's just not. He doesn't do the right things to make a team a winner, and it's unfortunate because he's got all the talent to be one of the top players, but he's never available when it comes to the playoffs for the most part. So yeah, it's just time for him to go. I'm sorry.
All right. Hey, how about a little trivia? Do we have a minute for a little trivia?
Sure.
Who was the last 76er player to score 76 points in a playoff game?
That would be probably Embiid last year. Didn't he have a big scoring game last year?
76 points.
Yeah, that'd be
46 points.
Oh, 46
points in a playoff game.
I thought you said 76.
The last one other than Max. Yeah, I thought he said 76 as well. I'm sorry.
All right, I misspoke. 46 points in a playoff game.
I'm going to say
1966, Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, that's not good for a franchise.
Right.
That's horrible.
They went on to win. So.
Well,
Anyway.
the problem is we've been talking. We talk about it all year, and we always let them slide. But I think that's over with. I mean, even if you win the next game at home, you got to go back to New York and do it again. And he just seems deflated in New York. He seems like he lets the fans get in his head. It's nothing different than we've talked about before, but I've been saying it forever. After the MVP last year, get as much stuff as you can get for him and move on. Maxi's only got this poor little guy's running around like a maniac just so that you win. You can't trust any of the other guys to make a shot. And your big guy, he's no Olajuwon or Ewing. He's playing like he's Dirk Nowitzki, but he's not as good. So, I don't know what you do. I get as much as you could. And the little guy's just going to get tired and hurt unless he gets some help.
No, you're right. It just showed last night, the way he took over the game. It's just,
that's what good players are supposed to do, right?
Well, right, but that's what Embiid's supposed to do it as well, and he's not able to do it.
Well, you know what? The dude's playing on one leg.
But if it wasn't for Maxey last night, the Sixers are done.
Then sit out and play Paul Reed. At least he had some energy.
Hey, they won, right? Maxey's he's on the verge of becoming a superstar, and I'm all about that. But I'm just not ready to throw Embiid into the dumpster.
Well, you got it right now because
although it is a dumpster fire.
You have to, because if you wait, then it's going to be too late. I mean, people
I
see
think it's already too late. I don't think
You're probably right on that.
there's. I don't know. I don't know what the long-term resolution to this is. But all I know is if the dude's got Bell's palsy, which is a form of a stroke, and migraine headaches, and playing on one. I mean, did you see the one play where he snuffed out Jalen Brunson and came up limping on that leg? And I mean, I think the guy's playing with a lot of heart right now, and physically it's ruined his game.
He's out there. I don't know if it's hard.
Well,
heart as in his heart. He's playing with a lot of heart.
Yeah, well, I mean, how do you go out there on one leg? You know what I mean, and try to perform?
Are we watching the same guy?
Oh, and 100%, 100%.
I don't know that we are. I don't know that we are.
I mean,
I don't think he's playing with an ounce of heart.
Well,
he
had 19 points last night. So you guys can beat
should
him
have-
up all you want.
89 points last night.
he should be the guy. He's the guy that they crowned the king, and he's not the king.
I get it. I get all that, but you don't understand the physicality of this game.
I do, because Hakeem Olajuwon played it and Patrick Ewing played it, and they were always there, and they boxed out, and they weren't shooting threes. He's like he's a broke version of Dirk Nowitzki, and he should be Hakeem Olajuwon.
I truly do think that the benefit of the doubt you're trying to give him, we would all agree with if this wasn't season
a million,
9 that we have to do this.
He does it every year.
If this was just one, a rare instance, a blue moon, sure. But this is par for the course when it comes to him. So my sympathy is long gone. It is well out the window.
No, I'm not. Hey, I'm not here on the Joel Embiid sympathy tour.
Oh, you seem to be.
Well, I'm not. I'm just.
You're such an Embiid fan.
Well, I'm a huge Embiid fan. I always have been. I've been in his corner. You know what I mean? I've supported everything that he's said and done. And I understand all of the years of.
I think your blog post the other day said different when you weren't happy with him about what he said in regards to the Philly fans.
100%.
He got hacked. It wasn't him talking. He got
100%. I go back and forth. What's the owner doing for tomorrow night? He's buying up 2,000 tickets so you don't have all those assholes coming down from New York to take over our stadium.
Well, listen.
So let's factor that into the conversation.
Well, listen,
Sure.
In defense of the fans on this, not the New York fans, the Philadelphia fans, you want to go see that? I mean, you feel like you're defeated already. You feel like even with that win, you feel like it's going to be a damn miracle. The difference between the Knicks and the Sixers is the Knicks have multiple guys that you can pass to and feel confident they're going to make a shot. If one guy misses, you got Hartenstein. You got another guy misses, you got Hart. The Sixers got Tyrese Maxey. That's all they got. No one else is scoring. Tobias Harris is inconsistent.
What happens when they win Game 6?
Then they lose Game 7.
What are you guys thinking?
And they're going to lose game. They're going to get you're going to get your heart pulled out in Game 7 because you're not winning that in New York again. I mean, I will this time next week if that happens. I'll do whatever you need me to do, but I would think it would take a damn miracle for that to happen.
100%. I agree.
And
I agree.
Be honest though, why? Why do you want this to keep going?
How are they going to keep being the next team like this? They have no game plan. It looks like they're playing shoot around. There's no plays or anything. They're just out there dribbling. It's weird.
Well, I guess the heart inside me doesn't want the season to end on a sour note like it did with the Flyers. I don't like to see any of my Philly teams. I'll beat them up. I'll be the first to beat them up. There's no doubt about that. You know what I mean? But I just think it took a lot of courage last night for him to go out there and perform on one leg and half his face on another planet. I mean, you could be upset with him and want to trade him, and hey, if you get the right package in return, but you're going to be probably 3, 4, 5 years rebuilding this team with Maxey, Because how many players you have under contract for next year?
Well, you don't even have Maxey. The only one you got on the contract is Embiid next year.
Well, they have to sign Maxey. They can't lose him. So
yeah, but he's but I'm saying today he's the only one. Embiid's the only one that's restricted or on this team.
You guys are 100% correct, and you have every reason to be, upset at him, upset at me. I'm not ready to go on vacation.
But the thing is, nobody wants this team to lose. But it's just the whole point is the point that shows that how he's not a winner. He wants to go play for Team USA. That's all he's worried about is playing for Team USA. The way he's playing right now, the way his body's taking all the abuse and he can't even get down the court. If he actually steps on Team USA's court and plays, that just shows that he's not a team player for Philadelphia. It's all about me.
Healthy.
Yeah, I mean it's all me. Look at me, and then he's going to win a gold medal. And you know what? If he plays for Team USA, he's such a loser. He's going to make Team USA not win. I'm saying it right now, because he'll pull that team down just like he pulls every other team down. He will not make Team USA win. And just for the fact, like you said the other night, he's calling out the fans in Philadelphia, and then yesterday he's saying, "I love New York fans." Like, come on, dude, what are you doing?
I think at the end of the day, it comes down to the management really didn't do enough to give them enough what they needed. They got rid of a lot of guys that could have helped off the bench. You got some other guys that are old. Some of these other guys that play don't even shoot. I mean, it's the Maxey show out there, which it should be because he's the only one scoring. But there is 0% game plan. They need to do something and build around him in the offseason because they're never going to go far with this team. You need other players.
You're right, but I think that's partly because of, again, Embiid. The ball's got to go through Embiid. It's the Embiid show, and even Maxey took a back seat up until last night. At times, it's Embiid or Maxey's had what 350 games, 50 points scoring games this year when Embiid's not there, because he takes over, but he kowtows to Embiid when he's there, and it's Embiid just draws his team down because he's got such a me attitude. It's not good for the team.
Well, and I also think if he played a little defense, not that the NBA is a defense league anymore, but if he played a little defense, some of the other guys might step up a little. It seems like the last 3 to 5 minutes for every team in the NBA is when they play defense.
Right.
You wouldn't need to score 50 points if you played some damn defense. You might only need to score 30 points if you played some defense.
Or not have 9 turnovers.
Right.
He almost had a quadruple double yesterday if he had one more turnover.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's enough. We see it every year. Every year, he wants the ball down the end of the line and he turns the ball over. He's just not a closer, and Maxey is. So.
Was he on?
All right, that might be better than your rant, John. So I'm just saying.
Oh, so it's all encompassing. It's all encompassing there.
So I kind of feel like, I'm, on this island by myself, and that's okay. I mean, I totally understand.
Because you're just the pessimist, or not. What's the?
No, you're a big Philadelphia fan, which is fine. But I feel like sometimes you don't want to critique it because you love Philadelphia. We're not saying we hate Philadelphia or the Sixers.
I'll critique it. No, I have no problem. I have no problem throwing them under the bus. No,
I don't know that you do. I don't know.
No, I do.
You throw them under the bus quite as much as you think that you do. The truth of the matter is, of the 4 of the people on here, I'm probably the biggest Sixers fan. And I have been so underwhelmed in this playoff round.
When Maxey hit that,
don't really care too much, to be honest with you. I'm so disappointed, I guess, in Joel Embiid. It's like when you're a kid and your parents aren't like mad at you, but they're disappointed in you. I'm not mad at them. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed that year after year after year, it just feels like the same thing over and over again. So my sympathy for him is gone.
Last night when Maxey hit that shot, I jumped up.
The one from midcourt?
Right.
when he made that shot, I jump up and yelled, and then they got so far ahead. And I don't remember exactly what Lauren said, but I'm like, "Are you excited?" And she goes, "No, because they're just going to break your heart in the next game, and God forbid they win that game. You know damn well they're going to lose in New York in Game 7." And that's coming from the ultimate fan after years of seeing the same regime and no change. And I think that's the truth of it. I mean,
it's just frustrating, and they sort of like suck the life out of you. And Tyrese Maxey, he deserves better. He deserves a fan base that really will rally. But we are all as fatigued as Embiid is, to be honest. I'm just as tired and hobbling around on one leg as he is right now with this team, to be honest with you. Because it's just been year after year. They barely won last night. There wasn't even a reason for them to win last night. They should have lost. They should have lost, and the season should have been over. There was no reason for it.
I guess.
So now we're gonna go back to Philly tomorrow. We're gonna play in Game 6. God knows they'll win that one, and now it'll be Game 7.
Yeah.
And it's just like Hollis Thomas said last Wednesday. They weren't going to lose those 2 games and be done with it. They were going to drag it out all the way to Game 7 and drag your heart all through the mud. And that's exactly what they're doing. And it's just so frustrating because here you are in the playoffs again, and it doesn't matter.
Not saying that they're going to win or lose, but can we at least all agree that New York is by far a better team? I mean, they make shots all the time. Sixers are just.
But see, I'll disagree with you there.
Not possible.
They're better.
They are.
The Sixers could have very easily been up in this series or already clinched this series. The games were that close.
They don't make their shots. The Knicks make all their shots.
You take Jalen Brunson off of that team. What are the New York Knicks? What are the New York Knicks?
You got Josh Hart. You got Hartenstein. You got all these other guys. You got Vincenzo.
Hartenstein can't even play the second half, for Christ's sake. He fouls out.
They're a better team. They're a 2 seed. They don't miss.
Same thing with Dante DiVincenzo. Where are they in the second half? They got 5 fouls.
But that also goes back to your point, though, Carl. They are a better team, which makes it even that much more frustrating that they're losing these games. They're letting them go. If it wasn't for a bad coaching decision by the Knicks yesterday, they don't even go to overtime because they were up by 3. Maxey should have been fouled as soon as he touched the ball to be shooting 2.
You're 100% right.
And there would never have been a 3-pointer from half court.
And then get fouled.
Right. And then and then on top of it, right. So that he would have shot 2 foul shots. They would have been down 1. The Knicks would have had the ball back with 3 seconds to go, and the game's over. But they
still get me the broom. The Phillies swept out another series.
They didn't sweep them out because they lost the first game.
Put the broom back.
Oh, never mind.
Get the Swiffer.
But they got the last 2. They won the last 2. But anyway, that's it happens, right? The Knicks stole from us in Game 2. We stole from them in Game 5. It shouldn't have happened. It was the first time ever a team was down 6 points with the last 30 seconds in basketball history to come back and win. The Knicks did it with a 5-point deficit. The win it went down, in the last 30 seconds. But it's just I don't know. It was just bad, and they got lucky to win. If it wasn't for a bad coaching decision and Maxey going off in the last 30 seconds of the game, making a half court shot. I mean that's it's makeable. A lot of guys in the NBA make them, but that's what we needed to get the game to go tied. And then they made Batum actually saved the game because Brunson drove, and if it wasn't for if he didn't block the shot down at the end, they lose it at the buzzer, which is what I thought was going to happen, which would have been the ultimate killer. You just fought back, to tie the game, and then at the buzzer, boom, there it is. The Kawhi Leonard quadruple doink, to lose the game type of thing all over again. But Batum stepped up and blocked the shot, and I actually thought Embiid caught it and was stepped out of bounds.
I'm convinced. I found somebody to go along with my tag team. Shawnee's on board with 2-1. So I got somebody else that's with me. So
I got text messages from last night, so I don't know about that.
The problem is nobody is against Embiid.
I won't throw anybody under the bus, but I got text messages.
Nobody's against Embiid. That's what you're not seeming to understand. No one's against. You just don't want to admit the writing on the wall.
He's had 10 years. Let's get your shit together.
Why all of a sudden now in 2024 is anything going to be different? And you're telling me he's there playing with like half a leg.
If you didn't have the walk this Saturday and you were so damn busy, and we have a signing at the store tomorrow night, where would we be tomorrow night?
I wouldn't be there.
Yes, you would. Yeah, I called you and said.
Why wouldn't I have gone on Sunday then when it was game 4 at home?
Well,
tell me why I wasn't there Sunday. Because I don't care.
Because I think
they have
my heart. You and Embiid are tearing my heart out.
Because I've been drugged down this road for the last 10 years with him. And now you're telling me all of a sudden that I need to be on the Embiid train? I've been on it.
You're like Charlie Brown getting the ball snuck out.
Embiid train a lot longer than you have. A lot longer than you have. And I'm exhausted. I'm not interested.
You can score 70 points every night against the Pelicans or the Thunder, but when you're in the damn playoffs, you got to do something. And that's
they're good teams.
Well, I'm thinking of irrelevant teams that I don't think of. But when it comes to playoffs, I mean, you got to understand it's a whole thing. Get off this so we can talk about something else. But he plays all season long.
No, he doesn't.
Whatever.
Because he's hurt.
And then he gets to he gets to the playoff, and he's so banged up and hurt. He's well, then figure out your conditioning. Someone's at fault, whether it's him, the coaches, the trainers, or maybe, I don't know, but someone's at fault because you cannot go like that.
He looked like me in game 4 going across half court, running the court.
He was walking.
I think I would have been able to run faster than he did, and I can't run. With his hands on his knee. I mean, it's just the body language is just terrible. You can't have that.
No matter what happens, they need to have a plan going forward, a plan, so people feel like they know what's going to happen. They went in this year with no plan. They got rid of Harden. Nothing happened. They got rid of these guys midway through the year. Nothing to change anything. They need a plan if you want the fans to be interested.
Could you imagine that after this is all said and done, somehow they just go on like some kind of crazy winning streak and like win the championship?
Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah.
That would be the stupid luck that the Sixers would have.
But I would still play this. I would still play this back because everything that we're saying is still accurate.
Oh, I don't disagree. It's just
there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that's happening.
They got no plays. They just go out there and shoot around. There's like no plays. There's no.
They may be able to win this series, but again, just because of if they let Maxey take over and go, the Knicks can't keep up with Maxey because they want to play a slow-paced game. They want to slow the game down, and if we're able to set the pace to them and let Maxey just go and not have the ball running through Embiid, slowing it down, then there's a chance that we can actually win this series. And hopefully that was what happened yesterday. Nick Nurse, saw it. Hey, let's let Maxey do what he's going to do because what the hell is the difference?
Did anybody see Nick Nurse's post game?
Yes.
Yeah, what happened? What happened to his hand?
Well, I don't know what happened to his hand, but he seemed disinterested in the fact that they won as I was.
Yeah.
He seemed almost like, son of a bitch, now we got to go back to Philadelphia and play on Thursday again.
Yeah.
He seemed just as annoyed as I was. For a coach that, that was an incredible win. He didn't seem that enamored with them at all.
Yeah, he was exhausted.
He seemed just as tired as I was.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, because he had to work. He had to work for it.
And then he goes and says that the biggest shot of the game was Tobias Harris with whatever it was, 30 seconds to go to get them within 4.
No, that was the second best shot.
No. He said the best shot of the game was Tobias Harris with 30 seconds to go to get them within 4. If I was Tyrese Maxey, I would have kicked him off that chair.
Well, first of all, if you're the Knicks, all you have to do is double team or even triple team Tyrese Maxey. The other scrubs aren't hitting the shots. What's the difference?
Well, they can't double and triple team everybody because that's what they're doing to Embiid.
Who else you got to double? Let Embiid shoot all day. He's going to miss it from 18 feet away. The other old men aren't doing anything. Just let them be loose.
Like I had said in the text in the message earlier, he was just a decoy out there yesterday. Embiid, I think, and until they actually realized that, I don't even know if they even realized it during the game, and they were still doubling Embiid. I think if they let Embiid go one-on-one with guys, and like you said, double up on Maxey, it's a totally different game because Embiid has no lift. I think I could have a bigger vertical than he does right now. You know.
And that's fine. If Embiid is out there just as a decoy, that's fine.
Right. Well, that's, yeah.
Okay. And if Embiid is also out there with half a face and half a leg, that's also okay. But
right.
Don't try to pretend like it's not it. Don't try to pretend like it's something that it's not. That's the most frustrating thing. If Embiid was just honest with us, with the fans, when he does his post-game interviews and is like, you know what? I didn't have my best game, but I'm not feeling my greatest and I'm out there just doing the best I can. That honesty would go so far with fans.
Right.
Instead of just trying to pretend, it's everything else and that, Sixers fans sold their tickets to Knicks fans. No, Sixers fans wanted to make a few $100s and not come watch your broke ass.
I would have sold them.
Yeah. Well, because I'm sure that what they sold those tickets for, they're paying for the hopes for the finals tickets, later on. If you're a Sixers fan buying tickets.
All right. Geez. I don't know where to go from here.
I do have a question though.
All right.
When is the last time a Philadelphia team was in the playoffs and fans were still this annoyed?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Were you
it's a very odd. Well, it's just a very odd emotion. I mean, normally we're so excited to have our teams in the playoff, and here we are going into Game 6, and I don't feel like I'm the minority in this one. I'm just like, come on, guys, what are we doing here?
I don't know. For a long time, there's been another Philadelphia team who's in the playoffs every year. You almost take it as a given, but because they've lost every year.
I just assume I'm so uninterested.
I don't know that there is. I don't know that there actually is a team that, that could have happened.
Well, you could go back to 2010, right? Do I have the right year with Iverson and the Lakers? I mean, there was no more a frustrating player in Philadelphia than Allen Iverson back in the day. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because they're
01 though when they with the Tyronn Lue.
Yeah, maybe it was 01. What'd I say? 10. I'm thinking of the Flyers when they talk about that fluke goal that they got beat on. Against the Lakers.
That was exciting because you didn't expect them to be there in the first place. This is the opposite. You expect them to be there. They just stink.
Well,
yeah, there were so many Sixers flags going down on cars, driving around back then with Iris, and especially after they won Game 1 of that with Tyronn, stepping over Tyronn Lue. Everybody thought we were winning the NBA championship that year. After that, and even Game 2, they should have won Game 2, and if you realized it, but they let that one slip away with the Kobe and Shaq, but. No, it was I don't. This is probably definitely the one lackluster.
Well, so here we are, right? Here we are. All the talk show radio. All the fans. All the national media. Talking about the second round exit of the Sixers, right? And here we are, not even able to get out of round 1.
Yeah. Yeah,
honestly, going into this playoffs, I'm not shocked whatsoever. We've been saying all year they got nothing. They haven't done anything. How do you expect to win if you do the same thing over and over?
I guess reality setting in. I mean, I don't know. I hate to see all this losing crap. The way the Phillies went out, the way the Eagles went out. Now the Sixers are going out. I mean, it's
hard. It's hard to win. That's the problem. It's really
so hard.
It's really hard. Yeah.
So hard.
they can still beat majority of teams on any night of the week. It's just you got to get 4 rattled off in a row, and you got to do it multiple times. It's hard.
So, do we have them winning tomorrow night in Philly and going back to New York, Game 7?
I think.
Yeah, probably.
I think so, and that'll make the ratings through the roof. But it would be a damn miracle for them to do the exact same thing again in New York. I mean, that would shock the world, honestly. I think.
I mean, I would love it because these Knicks fans have been driving me crazy this whole series. You know, they're so obnoxious. And I know they say the same thing about us. Shut up. Nobody asked you. And they're so obnoxious.
Why? Because they came in the 4 people that time outside were upset. Come on. There's a whole lot. They're just as frustrated. They haven't won since friggin' the 70s either. I mean.
Well, frankly, I don't care about that.
Well, I'm just telling you where they're coming from.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't.
So really, I mean, as much as it would pain me that the Sixers would move on to the second round and we'd have to be drugged through that again, if it means that they beat the Knicks and they're out, that's great. But I don't know that they can go back and win Game 7 at the Garden.
I don't see them winning tomorrow either, to be honest.
If you lose, here's what I would say.
No, I think they'll win tomorrow mainly because I feel like Embiid's got to have like a rebound sort of game. He's not a guy who likes to be,
You can't lose.
That's worse. That's worse though, because the only way I think that they could win is if he lets Maxey go off.
You just can't get eliminated by the Knicks in Philadelphia. That leaves such a horrible taste in people's mouths for the whole offseason. I mean, that you cannot. I don't care what it takes. Shoot them up with some horse tranquilizer. Do whatever you got to do because you cannot lose that game at home. That's embarrassing.
Everybody said the same thing about the Eagles losing to Tampa Bay. That couldn't happen in the playoffs, but that did.
Well, then they need some new coaching and new drafting all around. I don't know.
And Tyrese Maxey going off every night is not the long-term solution either.
No, positively.
So they got to figure that out too, because he might only be 23 years old and he's young and agile and quick now. But
quick.
The minute he actually gets a serious injury or starts to get older, that can't be your long-term plan for the Sixers.
No. But you need that extra pairing with them, and like even with Kobe and Shaq, Kobe closed the games out. Shaq got him to up the points earlier in the game. That's what Embiid's got to do if he wants to do it. But he wants to be the Kobe at the end of the game.
Yeah, but don't you think it's a different brand of basketball now, John?
Not when it comes to playoffs. I don't think so.
All right.
Just because it all comes down, you gotta close out games.
All right.
Well, Johnny, and Kobe and Shaq also had guys you could pass it to. Paul Gasol, all those other guys. They got no one to pass it to. Those guys are bricking shots all day.
Well, they are, but
they got players to pass it to. They just can't make a shot.
Well, that's like you said. Well, that's like you were saying earlier. You got to get these guys involved in the game. Like they got Tobias Harris involved in the game, and what is that was a big shot that he did make. Was it the biggest one of the game? I don't think Hey,
he had 15 points last night.
No, he had like 19, didn't he?
All right, 19.
But that was a big shot because it was down. Again, it was late in the shot clock, and he doesn't make that shot.
All right.
Again, we don't win.
All right, we're running out of clock, just like the Sixers. Did we steal your thunder on Lauren's layups, or you still got some mojo?
I still got some mojo.
All right, we got 11 minutes left. If we don't,
all right. No, jump to the Phillies. That's all right.
Well, we pretty much talked about them earlier being a hot team. They won again today. That's win number 21 of the season, right?
Okay.
I hate these West Coast games, man. They make for some long nights.
It does, but you know what? It kind of worked out with the Sixers watching the games early. They weren't conflicting with each other, so that did help. But
Yep. Well, they're off tomorrow.
Yeah.
They got a day off, and then the San Francisco Giants come to town for 4. So
yeah,
that should be an exciting series. But they're playing good ball, right? Guys, they're spreading it around. Yeah, I guess the only bad thing on this team right now is the bullpen. The bullpen seems to go back and forth. Good guy, bad guy. But everybody else seems to be, playing well.
And I think it's just a glitch every once in a while with the bullpen because they had four solid innings today, shutout innings, today. So yeah, I mean you're going to get that every once in a while with the bullpen, and it looks a little bit exposed more when things happen like that because it's late in the game, so it's a little bit more noticeable.
All right.
But no, I mean they've been doing well.
The starting pitching's been phenomenal.
Right.
I mean, you got, Ranger at 5-0.
Yeah.
Right.
Pitcher of the month. He should be.
So.
And Rojas had a home run last night. He's doing well hitting.
He got the day off today. How about that?
Well, he ran around the bases a little bit too hard yesterday in the game here. So, but no, I mean it's nice, to see everybody the bottom of the order hitting, which is making things a little bit more fun, where it's not putting the pressure on the top of the lineup. And
let's grab a couple minutes on the birds and the draft picks and how we did with really controlling this draft. I mean, he was a wheeling dealing man.
Yeah, what was it? Eight or nine trades that he made during the draft this weekend.
Yeah.
Things worked out well for them. It literally worked to the Eagles' favor. They needed defensive help, and everybody else in the league wanted to go offense. So, all the top players that we thought we would have to move up for to get Quinyon Mitchell and DeJean. Those were big picks, for them to help with their defense.
Let me ask you a question, because we talk about players that stay in Philadelphia after their careers, and none bigger than Jeremiah Trotter, right?
Right.
Drafted by the Eagles, stayed here. His family's here. The boys are playing football. The kid, the oldest son goes to St. Joe Prep and then Clemson. What kind of pressure do you think he's feeling having to play in Philadelphia, under, the watchful eye of his father, playing for, his team, basically? What kind of pressure do you think the kid's feeling?
So I don't know if it's so much pressure, but I do think the first thing that came to my mind was like, you're just living, in his shadow. But he took the same number as his dad.
Did he get the same number?
Well, I mean, he was 54 in college too.
Right. And so, I heard the Eagles put out a statement or something that 54 was available.
Right. So, I mean, I guess part of it is, he's okay with that. A lot of kids, I feel, would go in the opposite direction. Right. They want to make a name for themselves on their own. They don't want to live, riding their father's coattails, basically. So I thought that was interesting. But as far as pressure goes, I mean, Jeremiah Trotter was a good player for this team, but I don't put him, up there with like the elite.
Right.
So I don't know that there's a ton of pressure on how I feel like he's got to go out there and like.
Well, he was a good player. He had some good coaching here. He's in the Eagles Hall of Fame.
Right.
But like, look at it's not like Brian Dawkins' son.
Right.
I don't quite put Jeremiah Trotter up to that. So I don't know if it's so much pressure or it's just, he's just kind of living in his dad's shadow, which if he's okay with that, great. I'm sure his dad's probably thrilled, but it is very much just following kind of along in his same exact footsteps.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch him, and I hope he can succeed. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was a good moment. Touching when Jeffrey Lurie was talking to him on
right.
Talking about his mom who just passed away last year, and that was cool, and even. Howie, asking them, hey, do you think we should move up for you right now? On the phone. That was kind of cool. A cool moment, type of thing. But yeah, the draft went well for the Eagles. And I was happy to see it. That was really going to be my rant because I had nothing to complain about with the Eagles. But yeah,
wow.
but it was.
Soccer.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
No, this week.
Well, this week, yeah. Well, exactly. But no, Howie did a great job, and it's whether he got lucky. Some people might want to say he got lucky with. That's what happens with the draft. Everybody needed quarterback, so they went out and got 6 in the top 12 rounds or picks. So, it worked out that defense fell to the Eagles, and that's what the Eagles needed. It's one of those years, but yeah.
Joe Stinger is telling us we need to add 2 minutes to John's rant. So
Trust us, Joe. You don't want that.
It was 45 minutes. What do you mean 2 minutes?
Jim Wright wants to know if everybody saw Tracy Morgan giving Maxie the finger in the one picture.
Yeah.
I can't be mad. That's kind of funny. He's out of his mind in the first place, so I don't take that very seriously.
So Jim Wright or Tracy Morgan?
Jim Wright, Tracy Morgan.
Jim might be. We don't know.
Just kidding, Jim. Just kidding.
Exactly.
Just kidding. But how about all them celebrities up there, front row, second row?
Well, here's the thing. You can choose what channel you watch it on. We watch it on NBC Sports Philadelphia. They don't show any of them. So yeah. I just see them afterwards on the other broadcasts. I don't see any of them.
There was a lot of them.
Everybody.
Patrick Ewing was there. Carmelo Anthony was there.
Sparks.
John McEnroe. How about him? John McEnroe.
Yeah. Well, that's when growing up, there's always people that be at Yankees games in the World Series, but Knicks games, no matter what, they're always there. So
always there. I didn't see much Snoop Dogg though. Anybody capture Snoop Dogg? Isn't he usually right there, front and center?
No, it's Spike Lee.
Or Spike Lee, my bad.
No, he's there.
He's definitely there.
They showed him even in Philadelphia.
He sold his tickets.
Sixers fans.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, anybody looking for something to do tomorrow night? We've got the hottest pitcher in Phillies history coming to Carl's Cards. No, just kidding. Just kidding. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. He's going to do well.
What did Mom say?
Zach Wheeler.
Oh.
Hey, a few years ago we had who was your boy? He was batting like $150 or something. Went on a tear. Right? No.
Yeah, because he said thank you to you when he saw you last night.
Yeah. Then you went to see him at the ALS event, and no, the picture's in the laundry room. The picture is in the laundry room. Raul Ibanez. Thank you. Yep. He said, when he walked in, he goes, I wasn't sure you still wanted to have me. So we got Shawnee on board tomorrow night to straighten out Sir Anthony. He's going to get his delivery figured out, and he'll be perfectly fine. Wow. We'll get it all straightened out. Lauren, you got a big announcement tomorrow to make on another Philly signing coming to Carl's Cards, so we'll throw that out there.
Sure do.
So again, tomorrow night, we're looking for a big night. I think we've sold almost 100 tickets. So, on a school night, that's a good night for us. So,
oh yeah, Philly baseball.
Walk up will be strong, and we'll welcome Sir Anthony to Carl's Cards. What else we got going on? You got the walk on Saturday. Anthony, Reading starts back up next Tuesday.
Tuesday through Sunday, I think.
Tuesday's the day game.
It's Tuesday or Wednesday day game.
Oh, I thought it was Tuesday.
I forget. One of those.
I think it's Tuesday.
Tuesday's a day game.
Is that shit on a shingle game?
No, that's not so.
Nope.
That's not till, what is that? August?
July.
What do we have? No, we got that. We have fireworks Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday's Mother's Day. So should be a nice week.
There you go.
We've had events all week. Reading High playing there now. We got every day. There's
a funeral the last 2 days.
We had a funeral the last 2 days. We have
at the stadium.
Yeah, one of the gentlemen who owned Redner's passed away.
Oh.
So they had a lot of people there.
They had him at home plate.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that have come the last couple of days. Reading High's played Monday, Wednesday. They played Friday. Tomorrow I have to be there for a Realtors Association event, and Saturday they got something else. So Sunday's the only day where there's not something before we start up another homestand.
Yes, Mom. Yes.
You got Fiesta Fridays.
Yeah, Fiesta.
Yeah, don't forget that hot Fiesta Friday. We had a good one this past Friday.
Yeah. We got nice.
You had over 8,000 people that came out to greet us.
That's right. We're all there for us.
As long as we can if we could just keep this weather nice, we're in good shape. The only time there's no weather is when there's bad weather. As long as we have good weather, it's a lot of people.
You'll be complaining soon about it being too hot.
As long as the people come out, I'm okay. But yeah.
All right.
I don't like when it's cold.
All right. Lauren, you got your layups prepared, or are you taking this week off?
No, I'm ready.
You ready?
All right.
We're gonna end the show with Lauren's layups.
Okay. Name your favorite stadium or arena of all time. It can still be standing or not. Favorite stadium or arena of all time. Current, former, whatever.
Wow, sir.
Tony, do you want to go first?
Get it over with.
I assume you're.
It's by far PNC Park. Not that I have a lot of great memories there. I mean, I have over the years, but I don't think you could find a better, beautiful ballpark and location.
Joe Sanders going with Connie Mack.
That's all I got.
One. PNC, beautiful park. I enjoyed that whole bridge thing, the street thing. Gorgeous facilities. I can't agree with you more. For me personally, I got to go the Spectrum.
Okay.
I got to go the Spectrum. Unfortunately, it doesn't exist today, but great memories, fun memories, couple of Stanley Cup, wins, 83 champion Sixers there, some great playoff hockey there, some great concerts there, both growing up and, going back, through my, being old and an adult. Saw the last game there at the Spectrum, Sixers and Bulls. Compliments of Dave Denenberg took me. We sat, right there where they would come out. A lot of great memories of the Spectrum. It was the Spectrum or the Vet, but the Spectrum wins out.
Yeah. The Vet was special. Even though it was our special spot, it wasn't the most beautiful now. I actually like Franklin Field over the Plester. How's that?
There you go.
It's good times. We went to Franklin Field a couple of times to watch a couple of games, and then I remember back in 7th or 8th grade going to the Plester for a Big Five doubleheader or tripleheader, maybe. It might have been a tripleheader back then. But yeah, just the fun times there with an old arena. But
I was going to ask you, are you old enough to go back that far?
Yeah. 52. I went to the Plester for a couple of Big Five doubleheaders, and it wasn't a football game for Franklin Field, but I forget what game it was. I think it was Penn State. Penn State was there playing.
Very cool.
The game. So yeah.
All right, Lauren, you got one?
Probably Beaver Stadium.
Okay. Yep. A lot of good college football there.
Just so historic, so nostalgic. I mean, a lot of good stuff there. But I mean, locally, I probably have to go with Citizens Bank Park. I think because I know it so well and it's just familiar. So that kind of goes in lines with also saying like the Fightins. That's a great little stadium, but I know that place so well that, So I just think something that's familiar to you. And that's probably why Anthony picks PNC Park as well. It's just so familiar to us.
Sure.
You feel comfortable in there.
Yeah, you just
relax.
That's because nobody shows up at that PNC Park.
Ooh, wow.
It's comfortable.
Wow.
If it was a couple of weeks ago, you could hear my rant about them changing, but they're almost about to get swept by the A's, so I've given up.
Yeah.
They were in first place. But.
I do really like PNC Park as well, though. There is something really great about that stadium. You know, like Anthony said, where it's situated, the view, it's got that like big league vibe, but also like a small,
they got
small town complex.
They got announcers, like, you know, you're at the minor league level. They're doing fun contests. I mean, they're keeping the kids involved like they do at the minor league level. And I will say, for our stadium in Reading, go to some other minor league stadiums.
Yes.
Please go. They're, no disrespect, but there's not anything like it where they mix the old and the new. No. They're either brand new and they look like a major league mini version and they're not that fun. They're very corporate, or they're like falling apart.
Right.
There's none that match what we have, and we're very fortunate.
Dad, remember when we went to the Wilmington Blue Rocks game last summer?
Yes.
50 people there.
Rough.
No stands open. That
was rough.
I mean, no disrespect, but they're not even trying. That's horrible.
That was a rough one.
Yeah, they've gone through a few major league affiliates in the past several years, 3 or 4 that I can think of. But
Trenton doesn't have an affiliation anymore, but it was fun. They still draw. Trenton was nice, but
and Brooklyn.
And Brooklyn does well just because they're Brooklyn,
right?
But you know, they that could use some work.
How about the Mets, that Rumble Ponies? You took me there one time. It looked like a dump. From where we were.
They struggle.
Binghamton, is that when we walked in? We just walked in the front gate like we would like the place.
Yeah,
with the players.
Binghamton is not. Binghamton doesn't have much around it, and it's sort of an old industrial town that's falling apart. So, you know, if the city of Reading itself is struggling a little bit, you have all the areas around to bring people in. Binghamton's got Binghamton, so they struggle, and they God give it to them. They try a lot. They try a lot of promotions.
Don't have much around you.
Yeah, but I'm saying Reading had the Reading Railroad here. You have the college.
You don't have it now.
Yeah, but it's located here because it's an hour from everything. So there people come from all over. Plus, we got the longest affiliation. I mean, Binghamton and those teams try, but
all right.
It's hard.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But as Joe's saying there's nothing like going to a sporting event smell. You know, the smells get you.
Well, that was what was cool about Connie Mack. You could still, smoke cigars, and you had the aroma of everything all around you.
Yeah.
And the old stadiums. I mean, you look back now, pictures. Everybody was dressed up. You know what I mean? Everybody was dressed. You didn't have T-shirts and jerseys and hats. Everybody was dressed like, to the nines.
Like they were going to church.
Yeah, it's so cool to look back and see a lot of that stuff. But yeah. So John's got a couple of, you got the Palestra. I'm ready to sneeze again. Sorry. And Franklin Field. I got the Spectrum, and I'm going to go Spectrum/Vet. Lauren's going Beaver Stadium with all them great whiteouts. I mean, those are still exciting to watch. And Citizens Bank. I mean, we were down there for Bedlam at the Bank.
Right.
Hopefully we get another run of that this year.
But again, it just goes back to show, like, hey, it brings you back to your childhood and your memories.
Yep, 100%.
Type of thing. Through your younger years.
Similar to like music, your favorite music's what you grew up with.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you drift away and you come back.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yep. All right. Well, I think it was a good show.
Absolutely.
I think it was a good show.
Apparently, you're driving Joel Embiid's, #1 bandwagon.
Well,
I'll show you some text.
Anybody willing to jump on? A little empty at the moment.
Short bus.
I'm all about winning. I want to win, and I really don't.
Yeah.
I want to win. I want to win, and unfortunately, I have no control over trades and draft picks and paying players. I'm a fan. I want to win. I want to win.
We'll get an audio from the store too, from the other day on Monday, I think it was.
On that note, play the song.
You got it.
Have a
great night, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
fine.
Yep, whatever one you want.
You got Jewish pickles. That's what we should have done.
Sorry.